fact that Larry Bird flew into New York to drive an Indy car up Fifth Avenue, you can only imagine the amount of attention that garnered in New York City. And it showed the seriousness of purpose. We announced this All-Star game in 2017. The game was supposed to take place here in 2021, was canceled because of the pandemic, and here we are in 2024. So a long time coming.
When you get an event, then it really sinks in. You have to prove what you said.
It was super exciting and overwhelming. I mean, you immediately start thinking of all the things you need to do.
The difference between the 85 All-Star Game and the All-Star Game in 2024 is the amount of detail.
You start out with a million ideas and everybody's super excited, and you sort of figure out the people that are going to roll up their sleeves and do the work and what are the ones that we can execute.
We wanted to make sure that we paid attention to all the folks that love the NBA and that love the NBA players.
And so as we filled out the host committee board, we were super intentional in terms of diversity of age and background and organization and ethnicity and all of those things.
We didn't look at how we were going to do it better. We were going to look at it on how much better we were going to do it.
We've been waiting for about 40 years for the NBA All-Star game to come back to Indianapolis. We cannot wait. So many people in this room have done so much to get ready.
When you were staying downtown or driving in from somewhere else, the minute you got off the highway, you knew All-Star was happening.
Indy's home court just kind of naturally came to us. And we realized that if you look at my Hitman Circle, it actually looks like center court. And if you were to draw the lines, like Indy's downtown looks like a court. And so realizing that, we kept saying, well, it's always about the All-Stars, but when you were here in Indy, the fan was going to be the All-Star for that weekend, and downtown was going to be their court.
We are right here on the corner of Capitol and Georgia Streets. This is where we're putting up some of the All-Star signage for the weekend.
Throughout the course of the weekend, we're going to have close to 2,500 volunteers all around downtown.
You're going to see a bunch of different installations. My favorite is a basketball court in the middle of Civic Club. Nobody has ever done this.
We have to make sure we do it absolutely better than anybody else. Our hotels have to be good, our merchandise has to be great, our venues have to be the cleanest any, our people have to be the most friendly.
Innovation was one of the three things we wanted to try to accomplish in this weekend, and there's a leader in our community who had this idea about this LED court that existed in Europe. The league was certainly intrigued, and then when they came back to us after we discussed moving the event to Lucas Oil Stadium and they proposed the LED court, we loved it, and to have 35,000 people get to see that live was incredible.
Every All-Star is custom curated for the city and the moment. And through Herb Simon's leadership and Rick Fuson and Mel Raines, the focus was on how do you make this event more fan-first.
Rick Fuson, the Simon family, set out to bring some aspect of All-Star to as many people as they can.
And we're here to announce that one of the most exciting things that we'll announce during this whole situation is that we're going to take Saturday night to Lucas Oil Stadium.
Why All-Star Saturday Night is now at Lucas Oil Stadium was to allow more fans to happen. Moving practice to Gamebridge, allowing more fans. We have over 175,000 fan-ticketed opportunities.
And this is amazing. Never done before in the NBA. The ticket prices of the ones that will release will be $24, $49, and $79.
I think the affordability factor is historic. And yet we do it in Indianapolis because we want to welcome all, we want to include all, we want as broadly diverse an audience as we can get.
Our NBA crossover is 30% larger than any other crossover in previous history.
This was really the first year that it was a complete sellout, and part of that was we really worked with the league to get the right ticket price so that you as a family could actually go and experience all the activations and sponsorships and everything that comes along with crossover.
Downtown,
Our host committee added a lot of scope, arts and culture being the biggest, And that really did make All-Star Weekend more special.
The arts and culture experiences are a chance to really show the world who we are and what we stand for.
We love our Hoosier values, but we also have a really great creative culture here and a creative economy here. And using an event like All-Star was able to allow us to highlight it.
There will be 87 unique experiences created by over 100 creatives. There will be about 24 large 6-foot public art sculptures that will be happening as part of the Hoosier Historia program.
I think this project came together in a really special way. The Indy Arts Council actually surveyed the community to identify different Indiana basketball-centric stories and then paired artists in the community that resonated with those specific stories.
As co-chairs of Art and Culture Committee, one of our charges was to make the core of what would be home court more vibrant. And Alan said, well, what if we had our own version of Music Row, like in Nashville? And so that's where the Cultural Corridor came from.
There was over 600 artists involved in the totality of this art and culture program that happened alongside the corridor that included Butter and the tip-off.
How about this place? So listen, we're here for tip-off NBA All-Star 2024.
We started with the tip-off. That truly was tipping off the weekend for All-Star and making sure that fans had an opportunity to not only feel our culture as far as our activations from Crispus Attucks and having a lot of local dancers participate, but then also to be able to have an artist like T-Pain perform.
This brings so much exposure, not just to Indianapolis, not just to the Pacers, but then the arts community too. So people from around the world can come and see what we have to offer as far as sports and art.
Of the 5 main reasons we wanted to have the All-Star Game, 2 of them were related to economic impact and community impact.
They took all the community events we've done historically, they just amplified them that much more.
One thing that we were able to take out of Salt Lake in that All-Star was the pitch competition. And then what's great about our leadership and understanding the legacy of all this, they took it a step further so that it is literally the highest funded pitch competition thus far. It involved the most different diverse groups.
We were able to do 24 hours of service, providing 1 million meals to Hoosier families. That was so much bigger than what a normal NBA Cares project was.
Whether it be the money that went to the Boys and Girls Club or to Special Olympics or the Krista Moore House or whatever else the case may be, that leaves the legacy. The fact that we did 24 legacies across the state of Indiana, that's a real legacy.
That's the best part of hosting NBA All-Star Weekend is this community impact, and these projects will live on for 20, 30, 40 years.
These big events, I think, give us the opportunity to bring money, effort, education, and love to people in our community.
And I think it's something very unique about the state of Indiana because from day one, it's a statewide initiative.
There were so many unsung heroes that made this event possible, and some of them worked on this for years, and some of them came in and helped in the last week.
That's what makes us successful in our city. People who care, people who will do 2 jobs at once, people who will not quit, people who will do everything possible to make their city and their state shine. And that's what we had.